I think the thing is when you watch Tony Hawk, because Tony Hawk was a thing in the 90s, man. He was fucking everywhere, that guy.
Yeah.
So you think, you look at him and you go, man, I'm going to do that. I mean, it looks easy.
Yeah.
But then the crushing reality of skateboarding is that you realize it's not attached to your feet.
Yeah.
It is a totally different thing to the body. And so when you try to do something, you have to learn to counteract. You almost have to learn the weight of the skateboard so that you can understand how to land it on it with your feet at the same time. It's just bizarre.
See, and that's the thing. Skateboarding and the type of people have gone through so many different phases. Like, do you know why they actually created a skateboard?
Well, I did see the documentary that was Lords of Dogtown. Or I think that's the movie. I think the documentary is called Dogtown and Z Boys in California.
Yeah.
Z Boys. And so, the documentary, you can correct me, but if I remember right, it's because they were all really bored and they were surfers.
Yes.
And they were trying to figure out a way to surf without all the pesky water and sharks and all the other shit. And so it's like, how do we surf without surfing? And so it just kind of was like, it was really just a bunch of kids going like, we need to do something extreme today. This is extreme. Let's take a surfboard and put some fucking wheels on it and then just go. And then that's what happened. Is that what I'm right?
Exactly, yeah. Basically, skateboards sort of filled those gaps when you had the downtime.
Yeah.
Because obviously you didn't always get the perfect wave.
It's interesting where skateboarding came from. And then they one of the things the documentary highlighted is that they used to break into people's houses that had pools that were being cleaned or emptied.
Yeah.
And then they'd use those as the half pipe.
Yeah.
And they smashed it. And it was perfect. And you could see how they, used what they had to do something that they couldn't do if the weather was bad or there was no waves.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. But the first skateboards, I looked at them in the documentary and I tell you, they didn't look easy to ride.
No, well, they were really actually quite thin. They weren't big. I think they actually just used wheels from like a roller skate.
Yeah.
And pretty much just a plank almost.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. My very first skateboard was like it was a plastic one. And now they're redoing those. There's a brand of skateboard called Penny skateboards. So it's just like it's almost a perfect little skateboard because you can put it in your backpack. It fits under your arm nice and easily. But yeah, they were just plastic.
Well, it must be easy to fall off, though, is it?
Well, I think that was the thing too. Well, I think as a kid, probably because you're not that tall, you had the sort of the better sort of center point of gravity. But as you get sort of to a grown man, you sort of. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, I think. You need sort of then the wider ones. Yeah,
you need knee pads, Devin. That's what you need. Like that's one thing about watching the kids when they invented skateboarding is kind of going, man, these guys did not give two shit about knee pads. All I heard in Ireland was like, where are your knee pads?
Yeah.
Put your helmet on. But I had elbow pads. Mate, by the time I fucking put on my fucking safety gear, I either couldn't see anything or look like a fucking sniper or something. You know what I mean? Because they just had so much padding on me that it wasn't fun, Devin. The prep work was too hard.
Well, you think about some of those skateboarders probably in the early or late 70s, early 80s. They were probably like skateboarding shirtless, some of the boys. They're probably wearing like little short shorts, probably barefooted as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean now, even the young skateboarders today, they're wearing the baggy pants, so there's free movement, big, thick shoes, to give them a bit of extra traction.
You see, I wasn't taught this in Ireland. I didn't have, there was no extremeness.
Well, the thing is, the skateboarding experience would have just lasted all of 2 minutes.
It was a bit disappointing. And I think, the first time you go out in Ireland and you put a skateboard on the ground and you realize that you're not on concrete, you don't have a pool. Nobody in Ireland has a pool.
Yeah.
Even if, I never seen a pool till I was 34 or whatever. I'm 34 now. Honestly, it was amazing how... there was nothing there to encourage the act of skateboarding anyway. Yeah. I don't know if you know Ireland very well, but the only thing that they make bumpy in Ireland is fucking roads. Everything else is flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should be the other way about, Devin. It's the fields supposed to be bumpy and the roads supposed to be straight. But in Ireland, they go, fuck it, let's keep the fucking fields dead straight and make a road that's fucking windy as bollocks. And that's how they do it.